Hi YouTube, this is 910 Gecko Gal. Uh, I was just about to throw together some roach chow, and I thought I'd make a quick video and just show you what I use. Everybody has their own recipe, but I'll show you what I use. First of all, you hear people talking about using chick layer pellets or crumbles. I use those. That's like my base, and that's these here. They they're the same thing. They're pretty good. They are 19%, 16% protein. The difference is how they look. This right here is the pellets. You can see how that looks. That's pelleted form. And the only difference with this one is that it's crumbled, so it's already like crumbly. This particular bag I got because it was mostly powdered, like it got knocked around a lot in shipment, and so I got that one so it'd be less work for the grinder. I found some people say that it doesn't make a difference with their roaches that they eat. They actually eat like pelleted the dog food better than they do ground up. I found for sure mine do not. Two things that I found is one thing that I raise both dubious um, for my reptiles and my teas. Also, I raise hissing cockroaches, Madagascar hissing cockroaches. And what I found is there is hands down a difference in two things. How fine the food is determines a lot for my roaches. How fast they go through the food, and also I think like how stinky. Because, and I say that because it's been so expensive making their food. They're going through it so fast that what I started doing, I had divided my roaches up, and I've got like my breeder tank, and then I have two containers, one that I'm feeding out of, and then I have one that are like the really, really little babies growing on a heat pad. But when they get to like the size that I wanted them, the one I feed out of is like just the right size that I can just grab at any time. And therefore I don't have to mess with my breeders, and I'm giving those little babies that I took out a chance to grow up to take their place when it's time. However, it was very expensive feeding them all the same, so I decided I'd just start feeding them these just a layer pellets or granules and only. And what I'm finding out is even though they will eat it because by choice they're not going to starve to death, totally different than when I put in what I'm feeding what I'm actually feeding my feeder roaches. The tank that I put the feeder roaches in is what I'm going to show you what I feed them. I start out like I said as a base. I use the layer pellets, but then I also add fish food and cat food, and I'll show you that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add I'm just going to make a quick little one container of this. I'm going to take some of these layer pellets and put them in the blender. I'm also going to take some cat food. This cat food is just Dollar Tree cat food for 18 ounces, but the protein in it is 30%. So I'm just going to pour some of that in there. I'm going to use this, I got this from Walmart, Goldfish Flakes. And I use any kind of fish food, whatever's cheapest wherever I am. This actually has 39% protein. So I'm going to pour some of that in there. I also use because I really believe it's a good company, and I believe in what this Fluker's high calcium cricket mix. I use a little bit of that. I don't use too much, and I'll tell you why. Because I also feed this to my teas, and my teas can't have high calcium. It'll make it it'll give them problems shedding. So I try not to put too much of that. Now this I found I think is really interesting, and I really love it. This is called Reptile Extra. It is an anti-parasite. They're anti-parasite pellets. And I also found this. This is antibacterial pellets. And what they're good for, they're medicated reptile foods for tortoises and lizards. And I don't have it's showing a bearded dragon in a tortoise, and I don't have a tortoise, and I'm not raising bearded dragons. However, I find that I don't think it can hurt. I think that anything that keeps their system moving is a good thing. I haven't had a loss, a casualty at all, so I put a little bit of that in there. You know, not a whole lot, but I do put some in there. And I ordered those offline. I can't remember. I think it was like the Pet Depot. Also, I put in Fluker's calcium with vitamin D. And I like that. So this I also use, this is what I keep in my reptiles other than the minerals. I keep this osteoform essay, and it is calcium with vitamins. This is what the renowned Leco breeder Ron Trimmer actually uses, and that's actually where I found out about it through his book, which I'll be doing a review on. And so I add some of that, and I just blend it up. And so what I end up with is a nice semi, not just some, I don't crunch it all the way up where it's completely fine, but mostly fine, and it looks like that. I mean, I could go all the way fine, and I have, but and they just go through it a whole lot faster. So anyway, I hope that helps anybody. Like I said, people use different things. I hear some people absolutely do not use any type of cat food or dog food. And I mean, you know, it's your personal choice. They're your lizards. I'm confident in that everything that I'm giving them is good stuff, you know. So, and I haven't had a problem. They absolutely love it. I also, incidentally, use this base for my mealworm colony. So I use it completely powdered for the eggs to drop down in, because I use the screen method, and the babies, they eat this. So pretty much everything I feed tastes the same thing, tastes the same way. So if they're eating a dubia, it's eating one thing. If they're eating a mealworm, it eats the same thing. But like I said, this right here is kind of expensive. So I only do feed this diet to my actual feeders that I have set aside to feed. And then as I transfer my younger ones over, then they'll be eating that diet so that my lizards are getting the very best. But in the meanwhile, the biggest thing that I feed the colonies, the breeder colonies, is just the layer pellets and this cat food, because of the protein in it. Oh, and one other thing that I always put in for my feeders, this stuff right here. I don't know if you all have ever seen this Reptile Boost. Reptile Boost. It is very, very good. It's a high amp boost, and it's good for both critical care aid and as a part of the ongoing maintenance program for healthy animals. And it comes with a cup and a scoop and all that. It comes in a little bag like this right here, and I just put some of that in there too. And like I said, this diet right here is strictly for what's going into my animals, you know, so that I don't have to worry about taking some out, separating them, and I would go broke trying to feed all my this exact same diet to all my roaches. So I hope that helps, and I keep it I put it in a Ziploc bag like this, and I date it. This little bit right here, this would probably last about a week. So I'll actually be filling this up several times, doing a couple gallon bags, but just wanted to show you that. All right, hope this helped. Y'all have a great day. Thanks, you too.